Thank you. That was expertly thorough. But in addition, also last year, and celebrating the 30th anniversary of Return to Oz, we had Emma Ridley here, so she's here again. And tomorrow night, Emma and I will be here on this stage for some more shenanigans. But John wasn't kidding when he said that I kind of, had to cut my teeth kicking and screaming my way into some of these to get to cover the red carpet event for The Wiz Live on November 18th at Grumman Studios in Bethpage, Long Island, New York, was very difficult. In fact, only 18 journalists from the entire country were included. 16 of them were all national outlets, Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood. And then only 2 were local. One was a local affiliate from Atlanta, because Kenny Leon, the director of The Wiz Live, is from Atlanta, so they had that local connection. And the other local kiddo in there was me, from Milwaukee, just because I really wouldn't take no for an answer. And I'm really glad that I got to go for a few reasons. I love The Wiz. I think, like all of us, I came to The Wizard of Oz through Judy Garland and the classic film, but that does sort of open the door for all of its other incarnations. And I've seen Wicked on stage 44 times. Right? I was at the opening night of Wicked. I know John Fricke was at the opening night of The Wiz back in 1975. So that would have been like, I think January 4th, 1975.
Close enough.
Right, January 5th. It started previews in 1974. So I was very lucky when I was 16 years old in high school, a sophomore in high school, that my school musical was The Wiz. And I remember, and I don't know if this is true, I'm going to tell this story just to embarrass myself about how obnoxious I was as a kid. There's at least one person here who knows how obnoxious I was as a teenager. But I remember, and this could be complete urban legend, and we know there are so many urban legends about the Wizard of Oz, whether it's a hanging munchkin, or whether or not L. Frank Baum, based it on populism, all not true. One of the urban legends floating around about the 1978 film starring Diana Ross was that she threatened to commit suicide if she didn't get the role of Dorothy. Well, being at 16, the hopeful Oz, obsessed person that I was becoming, or was already, I went to the school director and said, I'm going to kill myself if you don't cast me as the Scarecrow. Well, my parents had to come to school, and I went to the counselor's office, but I got the part. So, it was really fun. And now I'm really glad to have done, as much as I love Wicked, I think I love The Wiz even more. The music is so fantastic. It's closer to The Wizard of Oz. It's not a revisionist story. It is the characters that Baum created, telling Baum's tale with his lessons and morals and stories. So anyway, cut to November 18th of 2015, and there I was invited to finally interview the cast of The Wiz Live. And I was planning on just cutting together, a short clip to show on TV. I put a longer version of the red carpet coverage for you to watch now. And then after you watch this first red carpet segment, you'll see what that morphed into afterwards. So let's watch The Wiz Live Part 1. Yellow Brick Road Carpet for The Wiz Live. It's a brand new production of the Tony-winning Best Musical. This time on NBC, December 3rd at 8, 7 Central. With an all-star cast and thrilling elements by Cirque du Soleil, it's destined to reveal an exquisite new Oz, packed with surprises and show-stopping entertainment. So let's meet the stars of The Wiz Live. 40 years after you originated the role of Dorothy on Broadway, how does it feel to be coming back as Aunt Em?
I feel like I'm making history again. What other role could I possibly play what Aunt Em at this age? But it's just wonderful to be involved and to see the journey continue.
The magic is inside you.
It's a pretty short list if you think about it. Judy Garland, Stephanie Mills, Diana Ross. The next name on a list like that is now Shanice Williams.
Like, whoa. It's big shoes to fill, of course. But I have a great cast to lean on. I have an amazing director. And I feel like with them, and we're praying every day, so we're going to be good.
Now this is a live TV musical. That costume is pretty impressive. The camera could come in for a close-up. What happens if you start schwitzing?
Oh, there'll be schwitzing, but we did our last run-through with prosthetics. Kenny was going, you were crying. I'm like, no, that was sweat that found an outlet. There's a lot of DNA will be left in that.
Tell us about what it's like training him for a production like The Wiz.
Well, Scooter was adopted, we adopted him back in July with his brother, Ralphie, and we've been teaching them all the basics, but they have 2 very pivotal scenes, the beginning of the play and the end of the play, so they've got to hit their cues right on mark.
I click my heels, and then Toto runs to me. He's the cutest dog ever. He's 10 years old. He's a senior citizen, but his energy level is up here.
There are a lot of great roles for animals on Broadway, and you've done a lot of Broadway work, but nothing quite as iconic as the role of Toto, right?
Oh, exactly. And I grew up The Age of the Wizard of Oz, watching it every year at Thanksgiving, so this means a lot to me to be able to work on this particular production.
So Dorothy thinks she can march in here and destroy me?
What are you most looking forward to? Belting out No Bad News or melting?
I'm looking forward to belting out No Bad News and the routine. Yeah.
It does sound like it has some flexibility within there where you could kind of make that song a Mary J song. Do you do that?
I did. I made it a Mary J. Blige song a little bit because you don't want to move it away from what people remember. But it's a little, you'll hear Mary in it. So you wanted to meet the wizard
For one night only.
Let me tell you that you come to the right place.
I think one of the greatest things that you've done that's so exciting because we've never seen it done before in any Oz project is the Ms. Wiz adjustment.
Oh.
Which came first? Were we looking for a female Wiz, or did she got the role?
They called me and said the Wiz is going to be Queen Latifah, and I went, all right.
Wizard of Oz.
That gave you something to work with.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Well, also, in the idea of this is all out of Dorothy's mind, then this was someplace she could have ended up with. Because the Wiz is a sort of woman who got herself into a bad situation with an abusive man, and she got herself out of it and became the Wiz. And I thought that was something that Dorothy should learn.
I'm the all-seeing, all-knowing, all-powerful Wizard of Oz. I know stuff.
But what changes in the politics of Oz making the Wiz a female?
Nothing. I mean, Oz is what it is. I mean, there are a lot of people walking around Oz who are not quite who they think they should be. And there are a lot of people, a lot of characters walking around Oz who think they don't have what they need, when they have exactly what they need. And the Oz is no different.
Now, I'm sure you know this, but Ray Bolger, who was originally played the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, was originally cast in the Tin Man in that film, but he went to MGM and begged to be the Scarecrow. I heard you have an interesting casting story as well.
Yes, the role that I took time out and studied for a good week was the Scarecrow. I auditioned for the Scarecrow.
Were you learning I Was Born on the Day Before Yesterday, or You Can't Win?
You can't win. You can't win. Michael Jackson is a huge part of my artistry, a huge influence on me. So I just felt like that was the role that was meant for me. However, went in, did the audition. After I was done, they said, "Do you think you could go in the back and maybe just try the Tin Man?" I'm like, "All right, fine." So I went in for 10 minutes and memorized what I could. Came back, did what I felt was a very subpar Tin Man. But I was worried about it because I was like, they're calling me for the Scarecrow. I know, it's my role. I had that. So got the call and they said, "Congratulations, you will be the Tin Man." And I was like,
It wasn't what you were hoping for.
yeah, a little bittersweet. But Elijah Kelly, who's actually playing the Scarecrow, is a good friend of mine, and beyond uber ridiculous and talented. So it softened the blow.
How do you identify with that role?
Number one, I'm so honored and blessed to have the role. I think that I think it was something like that. You have to understand the gravity that comes with it. It's been played by legendary people. Michael Jackson, one of the most incredible singer artists of all time. When being mentioned in the same breath as that is just, that's an honor. But understanding that this generation hasn't seen something like this, like in that long span of time, it's the 40th anniversary. You're just on 1,000 every day.
Can we just do a little call and response? Dorothy Gale? Like, we're standing strong and tall.
You want to sing? You're the bravest of them all.
Give on courage.
Oh,
You must call
and then just keep trying
and trying.
and trying. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, man.
I appreciate that so much. And that was a lot of fun for me. And so, those interviews took place on November 18th. The show is to be broadcast live on December 3rd. So after, I was kind of taking my time, enjoying looking back at the footage and, posting on social media about it, NBC decided like 3 days before the live broadcast that the show was going to be 2 hours and 45 minutes instead of 3 hours long. And in sort of an unprecedented move, NBC returned that 15-minute window to the local affiliates. So everybody had to kind of, fill that time with whatever they wanted to, repeat something. But my station manager called me in and said, would you like to do a live broadcast right at 9:45, sharing more of your interviews? Do you have more stuff? I was like, yeah, I have a lot more. That would be amazing. And so we did what only conceivably one other station could do, which would be the Atlanta station if they did it. But so I had 3 days to put what you're about to see together, and it is a 15-minute. Well, it's actually less than that with commercial breaks taken out. But I was planning a big premiere party to watch the show with my family and friends, but I got to invite them all to the station to join me. So we were all sitting like in a conference room watching The Wiz live, and I was like taking notes, knowing I didn't even get to see the last 10 minutes of The Wiz live because I had to go then and get on set and get ready to go on and do my live recap and share some more interviews. So I was shaking in my boots in this next clip, but this is my first ever primetime special. I hope you enjoy it.
Come with us behind the Emerald Curtain for exclusive interviews with the show's stars.
Whose idea was it to make you The Wiz?
Today's TMJ4 presents Behind the Scenes The Wiz Live.
And you just saw The Wiz Live. Thank you for joining us for a behind-the-scenes special. I'm Shannon Sims, and joining me is today's TMJ film critic and Oz historian, Ryan J. The first question is, what does it take to become an Oz historian?
That's a good question. I think it takes love and obsession, and I've loved The Wizard of Oz ever since I first saw it at age 3, and it wasn't enough for me just to be a fan. I had to be a part of it. So I published articles about The Wizard of Oz, and I traveled to schools and theaters and pop culture conventions around the country giving multimedia presentations about The Wizard of Oz and related productions.
So you are serious.
I love it, honey.
Yes, well, from Queen Latifah to Mary J. Blige, this production has had some big names and some big voices in Hollywood. And Ryan, you were invited for an exclusive media event where you got to talk one-on-one with many of the cast members.
It was a dream come true for me. I mean, a great, opportunity as a professional, but it was better than a red carpet. It was a yellow brick road carpet event, so take a look.
The all-powerful Wizard of Oz.
Whose idea was it to make you The Wiz?
Friends of mine were saying you should be The Wiz, because I've been in this career long enough that I've gone from maybe I should have been Dorothy, which I played in grade school, to maybe I should be Glinda. And now I've graduated to The Wiz.
Oh, hail the Wicked Witch of the West!
Was that a stretch for you too, getting cast in this role, or are you living every moment to be wicked?
Well, right now I'm living every moment to be wicked because I'm trying to be anything other than Mary J. Blige. Because I wanted people to see me in another light as an actress.
Did you grow up with The Wiz and love it as much as the rest of us?
Yes, I did, and that's why I'm here. That's the only reason why I'm here, is because I grew up with The Wizard of Oz, and it changed my life. When you watch it, it just does the same thing over and over again. It encourages you. It reminds you of the things you have in you already.
There's no place like home.
In what ways would you say that your life mirrors that of Dorothy's journey?
Honestly, I feel like we're the same person. It's incredible. I went to college all the way across the country in Los Angeles. So that feeling of I just want to go home, I can totally relate to that.
How does it feel having Stephanie Mills as Aunt Em?
When we sung the duet together home,
A world full of love, like yours.
it was like a moment where I was like, wow, is this really happening right now? She's the original Dorothy. And to have her by my side, to be able to ask her advice whenever I need, it's the best feeling.
Did you give her any advice?
I gave her advice. I've been telling her how to kind of hold her notes and be that, live in the moment, enjoy this moment.
This show is packed with moments tonight.
Yes.
Shanice was living it. I think A Star Is Born. She's going to be like the next Jennifer Hudson. She'll probably get an album deal out of this. She will hopefully go to Broadway with this show in fall 2016.
All right, we already see that there is a Shanice Williams fan right here.
That's right.
But there are also plenty of star power when you talk about the men in the cast.
Absolutely. There was so much energy in this whole cast. Really not a weak link in the entire cast. Let's take a look at the fellas.
That wasn't my fault. growl. I'm just giving you a little bit.
It's your second time in an Oz project. Last time you were Uncle Henry in The Muppets Wizard of Oz. How much more fun are you having as the Cowardly Lion?
I'm having a lot of fun. It's different because I feel like I'm honoring Bert Lahr and Ted Ross. I've never played the Lion before, but I'm trying to find what's there. Not adding more, but trying to get more out of what's there. So that's legal, right? That's
What did it mean to you to be a part of this?
I mean, it's an amazing feeling being able to tell the story to a new generation, understanding that you can give this to your little cousins, your aunts, your uncles, you know, in a 2015, 2016 version of it.
It's interesting to me that the sweetest soul in the show lacks a heart, right?
He feels like he doesn't have a heart. He feels like the Wicked Witch of the East took his heart. However, the moral of the story is everything that you need to make your dreams come true, it's already there.
You got the new song in there.
Yes. It's right when the Wiz tells the four friends that in order to get their wishes granted, they have to kill the Wicked Witch of the West.
You gotta kill the Wicked Witch of the West.
Kill the Wicked Witch.
Dorothy rallies the troops and just basically brings to the light that anything is possible as long as they're working together. So it's like one of the first songs where you see all four friends singing together.
I was the Scarecrow in my high school production of The Wiz. So from one Scarecrow to another, can we do a little duet?
Well, okay, what do you
Come on and ease on down the road. Thank you for that. I want to duet it.
Trying to take my job.
Thank you, not at all.
Well, you're just in harmony too.
I am not even a little bit embarrassed by that.
Don't be.
I'm doing my job and living my life.
Yes, and you also left a big impression on Neo. Talk about that.
Neo, how amazing was he as the Tin Man tonight?
And the songwriter as well?
Yes, we had a photograph together on the Yellow Brick Road carpet, and he tweeted it, he sent it out, he called me his bro. Shout out to my bro. I couldn't believe it. It was on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. So amazing.
Well, don't go anywhere, because coming up after the break, we will go behind the scenes and hear from some of the creative team about exactly what it takes to pull off this production as big as this one. Plus, we will review tonight's performance.
Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you say it's yours. Don't cry.
Oh my God,
Don't
thank
cry.
you so much. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Appreciate it. What is my life right now?
Surreal.
It's so surreal, right? The original Broadway Dorothy is amazing.
Just 9 inches of power.
Yes, I love her.
Well, you also, in addition to talking to many of the cast members, really got the opportunity to talk to some of the people that make up this Wiz, the creative team.
Mm-hmm. Packed with Grammy winners and Tony winners, there is just as much talent behind the camera as was in front of it. Check it out. Is it true that when you first saw The Wizard of Oz, it was something that had such a big impact on you, it sort of informed everything you've done in your career?
Absolutely. It's the greatest story. In fact, if you ask people, they will tell you during Tech Week of my Broadway shows, I'm singing out loud, somewhere over the rainbow. I'm singing, because it brings a sense of joy to my soul. And I think every story ultimately is either about love, courage, or home. So I always find The Wizard of Oz in every story I do, and since I am a black man in America, The Wiz is closer to that.
How did you get it back to the real spirit of Oz?
Well, the real spirit of The Wiz and The Wizard of Oz is embraced by Dorothy being a young girl.
The Yellow Brick Road?
I'm very excited you're doing this. I'm glad you're taking it to Broadway next. What are the chances of then launching a new film, big screen adaptation of The Wiz?
Oh, who knows? Right now I can't think past December 3rd,
Any new elements, any new sounds we can expect to hear in the music section?
Yeah, everything is new. We used original instrumentation, drums, bass, guitar, piano, but then we layered in some drum machine stuff, some loops, some synthesizer sounds, some sample sounds, things like that. Then a lot of cool vocal kind of effecty type things.
This show just really takes me back to my childhood. We have so much to talk about, but such little time. Ryan, overall review.
I think the show was dazzling. It's really the definitive version of The Wiz. They got everything right. All the mistakes and the things that I didn't like about the movie were improved upon in this live production, so kudos to NBC for this.
And it was very 2015.
Absolutely. Everything was modernized, and I really liked it. There was one moment where Dorothy had a vision of her mother that I thought was a little bit awkward. The Eddie Murphy referenced a little much.
We did talk about that.
But I do love all of the new adaptations and the new adjustments to the music, and I thought that the sets were incredible. The costumes were like drool-inducing, you know?
Casting was superb.
Absolutely spot on. Again, not a weak link here. I love Shanice Williams. Neo was so touching as the Tin Man. I don't think I've ever seen a better Tin Man. And he wrote that new song, We Got It, which was really a show-stopping moment. Just absolutely incredible.
And are you just saying that because you are now his new bro?
No, yeah, well, that too. Let's be honest. But the other highlight was getting to the Emerald City. I mean, look at these costumes, and they were voguing. I was waiting for Madonna to come out.
I did see the Vogue. I was asking you about that earlier. Well, you know what? We thank you so much for joining us for this behind-the-scenes special event. You can see Ryan J every Friday on The Morning Blend and every Saturday on Live at Daybreak with his movie review.
Thank you. Thank you. That was fun for me. Thanks for watching.